In this demo, I'm going to show how to create a project and assign a user to that project and basically just go through the project lifecycle. So I'm going to launch the application right now. And in here, you're taken to your project screen. I'm going to add a project, and on this one, we got to give it a name. So because we're an apartment complex, I'll call this replace light bulb, and give it a description. Simply replace bedroom light bulb. And if you had some further instructions, you could provide that as well. I'm going to schedule this for tomorrow at 7 a.m. and I am not going to add myself to this project. So I'm going to create this project for somebody else. So this would be the scenario of, maybe I'm the apartment manager, someone called in and something needs to happen. So I'm going to create this project and I want to assign it to John Doe so that he'll get it in real time. And so I'm going to create this project. You could go back out and get all the way back to your projects, or just use this menu option here, which I normally use, and click on projects. You'll see that it doesn't show up here, but the assign tab is selected, and I did not assign myself to that project. So in order to see that project, I'll have to go to all tab, and you can see the upcoming projects there at the bottom. So I'll click on that project, and I can see the details about this project. You can also see that there are no users in the project. So to add users, I'm going to click this icon that looks like it's a pencil on paper to edit it, and I'll scroll down here and I'll assign John Doe to this project. And in this case, just for demo purposes, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to assign myself to it too. And so I click both of those and then save it by clicking the check mark, and now you'll see the activity of those users down there at the bottom, and no one's done anything. Once they start checking in, you'll see the activity changing. So what I'll do is I'll actually say that I'm en route. If you say that you're en route, that basically just lets everyone know that you're basically queued up, you're going to start working on it, but you haven't actually started working on the task right away. Whenever you check in, that's actually going to start a timer, and I'll show you that. So at this point, first I'll scroll down, and you can see down there that I'm en route. And so now I'm going to check in, and when I check in, you'll see that I'm checked in. So if anybody goes into the users tab, they can see that Jordan is checked in at replace light bulb. So I'll come back into my projects. Now you can see that on the assigned there is an active project of replace light bulb, and it becomes active once you check in. So in here you can do some other things. Well, if you wanted to edit the project, you just click this edit icon and then make your edits here. So I could say this is a scenario of an edit for demo purposes, and click the checkbox to save it. And so now it's saved. You can see it's there. And you can also add project contacts to the project. So in here, I'm going to click add, and there are currently no contacts available, so we're going to have to come over here and click contacts. Let's see. And once I click contacts to add a contact, I'll call this Jane Doe, and give a phone number and an email address. Okay, and I'll submit that contact. Now, whenever you go into your projects, sorry, I'm not clicking that correctly. Whenever you go into your projects and click up here, you can see, now if you go to add contacts, you'll see Jane Doe. And so I'll click Jane Doe, and Jane Doe does not have an address, so I'll continue without using address. If I wanted to add an address, I could, and then the address would actually show up on the contact details, and you could get turn by turn directions if you wanted to drive to that address. But in this case, it doesn't make sense because we're just a apartment complex. So I'm assuming that we're on premise. So now I will check out, and when I check out, you'll see that the project total time is 2 minutes, and you can click to view a time log, and in here you'll see every entry. On this other tab, user summary, you would see an accumulation of all the check-ins for that project. And that is basically a demo of working with projects.